All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Sunday. How's everybody doing? I'm doing all right. We're hanging out on a Sunday. Not too much in the news. A few things. We'll talk about that. A couple things that I would have thought made the markets go up more. But, it's crypto, right? On a Sunday. So it's really hard to get that reaction to just general economic news. So maybe tomorrow, once the stock market opens back up and everyone's trading again, that's when it'll come back. Today, we're going to talk about Dogecoin. We're going to talk about coin count. And we're going to talk about, again, how you can make a difference in your life, because you only got so many hours in a day, right? You only got so many hours. And of course, I appreciate the hour or two that you spend with me here, because this is good stuff here. This is good for you to spend that time here. But if you spend your life just following around at doing whatever everybody else tells you to do, you're not going to get ahead. You're just not going to get ahead. You're not going to make it. I mean, you'll make it, right? You can lead an okay life, right? But you'll be in debt. And you'll never take that financial step. You'll never take that step up just to get you from one level to the next level. And that's what we're going to talk about, is how do you get to that next level? And particularly with Dogecoin, if that's going to be part of your strategy, how do you make the most of it? So, where do we start? Well, the big news today. Just in. The US and the EU just struck a framework trade deal. Yes, a new trade deal between the EU and the US, 15% tariffs on most EU goods, replacing Trump's threatened 30%. Market uncertainty eased ahead of the August 1st deadline. EU had readied $109 billion in counter tariffs if talks collapsed. But there we go. So what does it do? Lowers geopolitical stress, stronger macro tailwind for Bitcoin and crypto. Capital flows stay risk on. So this is big, right? But yet, we also heard this morning that the whole China-US deal, which was going to be August 1st, nope, they're kicking the can down the road. Delay, as Kriss had predicted last week, if you remember. I'm just like, yeah, the August 1st, deadlines come, deadlines go, right? And they just kicked the can down the road. And they did that. And I think everyone's just getting tired of hearing about tariffs and what the tariff impact is going to have on the economy, on inflation, and traders just covering their ears. They're just covering their ears. And it's like, that's enough. That's enough. No, Christoph, it has nothing to do with anything. The whole tariff thing is gone. It has no impact. I mean, look what happened today. Big deal, right, with the EU. And what did we get? We got Bitcoin, little green candle, and it's really a little green candle, and it didn't even hold. So Bitcoin's at 119,000. Good for Bitcoin. Dogecoin's still outperforming Bitcoin, as Dogecoin does on green days. And we do have a slight uptick over the past couple days with Doge, just a little bit. So there's some optimism there. It isn't just straight sideways. It's going up just a little bit. But that's not the big money. That's not what's going to make the difference. But that was the news, right? Otherwise, the rest of today is all like, the news is all like Epstein hangover and the government saying, oh, don't look at Epstein. Why don't you go over here and look at Obama and Clinton and all of that? It's just like, what a mess. What a mess. So here's what Issa says. Look, and I love this. You work 8 hours essentially to live for 4 because you're sleeping, you're eating the other time. So you got four other hours, right, of the day to do something with, right? You work 5 days, and then you barely get to enjoy 2, the weekend. For some of us, weekends aren't always Saturdays and Sundays. For others, maybe you don't have a weekend because you're working every day, just trying to stay afloat. That could be. You work for 10 hours to eat in 15 minutes. You work 50 weeks to have 2 weeks of freedom, if you even get a vacation. You work for 40 years, and yet you still struggle to retire. Next time you ask yourself, should I take the risk? Instead, ask, will I regret not trying? So most of us are here because we're trying. We're trying to do something, right? And that was my whole thing about cryptocurrency. It's like, could I have had a good life without crypto? Yeah, I would have done okay. Again, I was crawling out of debt. I was, and you know what debt does, right? It weighs on you. There's a weight to it, right? And you feel it. It's like getting out of debt. And I'm going to talk about the mortgage. The mortgage is the next thing, but the other debt. Credit cards that you can't pay off, right? Student loans that are still hanging over you. Car loans, right? And if you have other loans on top of that, and you're further in debt because of that, that weighs on you. So you gotta do something to change that. Is it worth the risk? I said for cryptocurrency, for me, it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk. Now, I do have a retirement plan that I've been working on for many, many, many years. So I knew if crypto went totally to zero, I would still survive. So it wasn't like I just risked everything. But my ethos was, I'm going to do something here just to get that next step up in my financial position, my family's financial position. So that was the decision I made. What's the decision you guys are making, though? Where are you in your financial journey? Most of you probably have some debt. You're renting, not owning, right? You're working paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you have a little bit left over. But you're interested in this cryptocurrency thing. And for some reason, Dogecoin is on your list for most of you. And it's just like, what is that we can do just to get that next step ahead? And Dogecoin could be that. We've seen it before, spikes that Dogecoin has had in the past, and we're waiting for that next one. So you've got all of this, right? You got all of this. You're working. Maybe you're still in school and you're looking ahead. The job market isn't great, right? You don't know where you're going. And it's like, but you're interested in this cryptocurrency thing. Maybe you've already bought some. Maybe you've got some Doge in your stash. Maybe you've been buying week after week, month after month. It's coming. That's what I believe. I believe it's coming. So Andy OS says, look, your power is not the position you hold. People get too caught up in their mind about what they bought Dogecoin at, the price you bought it at. And so today we're going to talk about that's not what's important. What's important is the biggest power is how much Dogecoin do you hold? That is more important. Is how much Doge you have. It's going to be different for everybody. People are in different financial positions from other people. So you can't compare yourself to someone else. If someone says they have 10,000 Doge and someone else says they've got 100,000 Doge, don't say, oh, I wish I had that, because you might be in a different financial position than that other person. So, but for you individually, it matters, because that could be the difference between taking that next step up financially or not. That's why it's important. But everybody's in a different financial position. Now, what's going on with Dogecoin, right? What is this about? It's like, look, something's going to happen. Dogecoin has been known to do this. So, and you can't that's such negative thinking. That's such negative thinking. You can't think like that. That's negative thinking. You're not going to get ahead if you keep thinking like that. Because there are times when Dogecoin outperforms all other coins. So right now, you're looking at, oh, this coin's doing good and Doge isn't. If you think that way, you're not going to make it. I already see the NGMIs in the chat. Not going to make it. Not going to make it. And you should know that, Con, because you do charting and you do understand the trading. You've seen what Doge has done before. So come on, change the mentality. Look, I'll go back to ISA again, right? You work 8 hours, you live 4. What are you going to do with those 4 hours? You work 5 days to barely enjoy 2 days. You work 10 hours and you eat in like 15 minutes. You work 50 weeks. Maybe you have 2 weeks of freedom. You work for 40 years, and yet you're still going to struggle to retire because you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You can't have that negative thinking. If you have that negative thinking, you're not going to make it. This is what can happen with Doge. We've seen it. We've seen it happen again and again. We're waiting for that next one. Oh, Pengu ran and Doge didn't. Well, then sell your Dogecoin and go buy the penguin and go to a penguin chat, okay? I don't know what else to say. If you're going to come in here and you're going to complain about it, you're just not going to make it. You're going to chase Pengu that's already up 100%, right? And then when Dogecoin runs, you're going to be like, oh, I shouldn't have sold my Doge. That's what you're going to say. I shouldn't have sold my Doge. Because you went chasing the shiny thing that already ran 100%. Not going to make it. Look what's happening with Dogecoin right now. I posted this morning. The Dogecoin hash rate has hit an all-time high. We hit an all-time high today in the Dogecoin hash rate, making the Dogecoin network stronger and more secure. Because as I've been saying, the miners, there's more and more mining of Dogecoin going on. And do you know why? Because they weren't making money mining Bitcoin. Because the Bitcoin mining has been going to the big companies like Marathon and Riot and CleanSpark and the biggest mining pools. Every once in a while, an individual miner will get a block on Bitcoin. But more and more, miners are turning to Dogecoin. BitOrigin, right, remade their company into a Bitcoin mining company some number of years ago. And guess what they did this year? They said, nope, we're done with Bitcoin. We're going Doge. Not only are we going to mine Doge, we're going to buy Doge into our treasury. This is what's happening. The signs are there. And if you are going to be negative about Dogecoin's current price, I'm just saying you're going to miss out. and you're not going to make it. So what's going on short term with Doge? Hidden bullish divergence in a short term. Trader Allen's got this chart. Not a huge thing, but we are over 24 cents now. And so this is a good sign. We zoom out a little more and we have a bullish crossover happening. And this is like, I don't know if this is the MACD or, what these two are, but again, there's patterns that Allen is looking at and saying, look, this next move up is going to be to 30 cents. This is what's coming, is this move to 30 cents. Meanwhile, liquidations continue. We've got XRP actually moving up right now. They're taking out some shorts. So looks like XRP is moving. We'll take a look at that. And we'll check in on some other coins as well and what's going on. But the big picture is Dogecoin. And with Dogecoin, it's going to be coin count. It's just going to be, can you continue to accumulate coin count between now and let's call it like mid-September? Because that's when I think in the fall, we're going to start to see the acceleration of the Dogecoin price in anticipation of the spot ETFs. Elon just said the other day, again, X money is coming. They're some months away. We don't know what some months mean. Is it 2, 3, 4? There's going to be excitement about Dogecoin for that. And who knows what else is going to happen. We've got Doge OS, developers building Doge, building games, building dApps. There's a Dogecoin stablecoin that somehow is going to be worked into Doge payments. We've got House of Doge continuing to work on their partnerships and buying more Dogecoin for their treasury, as well as of course, BitOrigin buying Dogecoin for their treasury. It's like, this is all building. It's all building. This guy, what the heck? You really don't understand investing, do you? So if you're a regular investor outside of crypto, you're lucky to make 8 to 10% a year. That's right. 8 to 10% a year is traditional investing. So we get into crypto, right? And we start seeing like Bitcoin, we start seeing Doge, right? And we start seeing the returns on those. And when you see those returns and they're outpacing the stock market, you say, hey, maybe I should get into crypto. So you get into crypto. What do you buy? Maybe you buy Bitcoin. Maybe you find out about Doge. You're here with Doge. Maybe Doge is the first crypto, right? Maybe. But then you start seeing these other memes and these other memes doing 10x, 50x, 100x. And you're like, wow, maybe I should go try some of those. And 99 times out of 100, you're going to get burnt because you're going to put your money into something that ends up going to zero. What I'm telling you is, on the meme side of things, your safest bet is Dogecoin. For all of the reasons I just told you, from everything from this increased hash rate, which no other meme token has because tokens don't have their own blockchain, they're not proof of work, they have no mining support. But the mining support for Dogecoin, if you know anything about proof of work cryptocurrencies and what keeps Bitcoin safe and secure, Dogecoin has as well. And you can't say that about any other meme token. But on any day of any week, of any month, of any year, You can put a token up against Dogecoin. You say, oh, Dogecoin sucks because Pepe is outperforming Doge. And I'm like, awesome. That's great. Good for you and your Pepe. But year over year, going into the future, the winner is going to be Dogecoin. It's going to be Dogecoin, as Dogecoin has already shown for over 10 years. So much so that over that span of time, Dogecoin has even outperformed Bitcoin. So again, you can say, oh, Pengu went up 700%. Oh, good. Did you buy Pengu at the bottom? Did you enjoy that 700% run? Mostly not. You got in late because you weren't thinking about the pretty little penguin, right? So then you get in on the tail end and you make a little money. Awesome. But that doesn't make it better than Dogecoin. Okay? On most of those big token runs, you end up buying the top. That's just the way it goes. And you're selling something that hasn't run yet for something that's already run. So that's what we have today. So what are you going to do about it? I'm like, coin count, buy Dogecoin. It's coming. It is coming. So some people love the drama. Yeah, boss man, exactly. I'm just like, yeah. And it's like, and it's that total way of thinking. It's just like, okay. And you think you're going to come in here and you're just going to type something in the chat. So you're actually typing away something. And I'm just like, yeah, you're not going to make it. Good afternoon, Shibby Sky. How are you? Hey, Fake. Thank you, Kriss. You made me feel better. I lost on Pepe 45% of my investment, chasing something that already ran. And it's down from there. Mm-hmm. Yep. We've talked about what happened in 2021 many, many times on this channel. Do I have to repeat myself again? Because I don't know who you are. You haven't been here before? So you're coming in here and saying that? You need to stick around. Unless you're just so fed up with Doge. But why are you spending your Sunday afternoon here then? D Community, thank you for the initial super sticker. Appreciate that. And then a follow-up as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Is Doge going to drop on Tuesday? No. Wednesday is FOMC, and I'm gonna cover FOMC more in detail tomorrow. But again, I'm expecting no rate cut. That's like 98% of people are predicting. So it's going to be a big nothing burger. There's no drops, no big drops. It's Dogecoin. Anthony, so what price are we going to get is all dependent on what's going to happen with Dogecoin. Is Dogecoin going to do all of those things I said or none of them? That's a huge difference in price. It's not just going to go up based on hype this time. That was 2021. We've talked about the overhyped Doge of 2021 up to prices that were well above where Dogecoin normally should have traded to. So, did we like the video already? I don't know. Did you guys? I got 50 likes. That's not enough. Now, don't be a jerk, buddy, or we just won't have you around, okay? I just said they chased, right? So they bought high. Now Pepe has dropped down. A lot of people have lost a lot of money on memes because you chased it and the price went down. I've lost 45% on pump token. I bought when it got listed and it's down from there. Did I bet the farm on it? No. I put a small little part of my portfolio in it to see whether I could join the run on it, and it didn't. But it's not the end of the world. Ricky Man bought some Bitcoin at 119. It's not going to be a bad price this fall. Right in front of you with Bitcoin at 119, you're thinking, oh, did I just mess up? But when it's up at 130, 140, 150, you're going to be like, yep. We're trying to figure out what 24 cents is right now. Dogecoin doesn't even know yet if it's resistance or support. We don't know yet. We've been trading up above and below it all day. So nothing definitive yet. You only lose if you sell. That is true too. If you bought Doge at 40 cents, you're down. Because it's at 24 cents now, obviously. Now, last winter, last fall, end of November, when Dogecoin got over 40 cents, what were we doing? Well, I know what I was doing. I wasn't buying Dogecoin. I was selling. I was starting to take profits. So you're comparing big time down, but were you buying Dogecoin at 40 cents? I wasn't. So I don't care what the price of Dogecoin was today versus last November because I didn't buy any Dogecoin then. Okay? We got to think, be smart. Don't say stupid things. Hopefully I'll get some more cash on hand soon. There will be more dips. Next week is beginning of August. Always a dip first week of August. It always happens. So, yeah. Is 1,000 Doge enough? Everybody has a different financial position. So 1,000 Doge to you is nothing to somebody else, but it might be the world to another person. So you can only judge for yourself how that 1,000 Doge fits in your financial life. Doge is up 70% from a year ago, 7,000% from 5 years ago. Again, it all depends on when you bought, though. But today, I'm saying none of that matters. All that matters now is how much Doge you have. It's the coin count that's going to matter because we're going to be going. We're going to be flying. It's going to be coin count. I know, right? Oh, that'd be good, right? Duh. I like that Billie Eilish song where when she says, duh. Duh. What was that song called? Oh, Bad Guy, right? Bad Guy. Duh. I thought that was awesome. Oh, welcome, Mars. Appreciate it. Yeah, and if you bought Dogecoin up at the top at 75 cents, then you're down. Yeah. Oh, God. That's why I'm just like, I don't care. How many How many Dogecoin do you have? That's what's important. The market will want to know when the Fed will cut. Right. And it's going to be September, but Powell's not going to say. He's going to want more data. We already know exactly what he's going to say because he says the same thing every time. It's the same thing. You posted a picture of Mamma Mia on YouTube. Awesome. For those who want to see the picture of Mamma Mia, open your phone, go to the YouTube app, and in that, go to the KrissPax channel, and there's a button called Visit Community. So you click on that Visit Community there, and there we go. Look at that. Mamma Mia. And the little kittens. Awesome, Monica. Look at those cuties. Oh my God, they do look like little Pax cats, don't they, Bruce? They do. Oh no. Where was Pax Cat? That's hilarious, Bruce. That's so funny. So anybody can post on the YouTube community page if you're subscribed to the channel. And you can post your own charts. You can post your own pictures, whatever you want. We have a great community here. People will comment. People will like all of that stuff right here on the KrissPax YouTube community page. I encourage you to have some fun. Looks like Bull Run. I'm getting bored. Buying a few things. What did Bull Run buy? What did Bull Run buy? Oh, didn't say. Bull Run didn't say what they bought. And our friend Khan, of course, was able to post some charts that we looked at. So you can do that too. You can do that too. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Hey, CJ. What can I help you with today? Pepe's been hanging around 12, 13, right? Pepe? Yeah. It's 12.7 now. Up and down. But yeah, since 11th of July, well, that would be almost 3 weeks, right? Over that run. Up and down, but still hanging out. We had a double bottom there that we identified on Pepe, double bottom on Friday. For those that wanted to buy into Pepe, we recommended, not financial advice, but we did say, look, that double bottom is a pretty strong signal on Pepe to buy on the dip. So it was down at like 11.8 if you wanted to grab some Pepe. What was Dogecoin doing then? A triple bottom down here at 22.2. Triple bottom. I know everybody lost on pump. Big Johnny. Everybody lost on pump. But you don't lose until you sell. That's true. I'm still holding. See if it comes around or not. It's not worth it for me to sell it now. Not at the bottom. Don't lose until you sell, Mr. Heckman. You don't lose until you sell. 73% of holders are down on Doge. Yeah, I don't think that's correct. Where is that chart? I think that is incorrect. Dogecoin holders in profit. There's a website. There's a website. Yes. 72% of Dogecoin holders are in profit, is what it is. Let's see if they give the link. Into the block. Into the block. That's the website. Oh, it's now Centaura. They renamed themselves. Oh, you don't get to see their little charts anymore. Aw. Come on. You used to be able to look at the charts. Guess you don't get to see that anymore. Bummer. Well, that was Into the Block, but they got bought out, it looks like. There might be another one that does show, though. Well, I will have to look at it, but I think it's more over 72% of Dogecoin holders are in profit, not in the red, is what I think it is. And I will find a replacement chart for that. How many Dogecoin holders are in profit? Yeah, I'll have to look at it another time. I will follow up on that, though, to find out where that new chart is. Bag size means everything. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. DCAing is king. That's the best way to do it. Just keep buying on dips. You're in the green right now. Makes you feel good. Makes you feel good. That's about all your average is really good for. It's let you know overall whether you're in the green or not. The way I look at it is every time I buy Dogecoin, my average goes up. Every time I buy Dogecoin, my average goes up. Do I care? No, I don't care. I don't need a precious low average because I think Dogecoin in 3 months is going to be higher than it is today. So if I got just cash sitting there, I'll buy Dogecoin because the Dogecoin price is going to be higher in 3 months than it is today. Where if I just kept it in cash, the cash will just inflate away. It will actually be worth less in 3 months. That's my thinking. Yeah, I don't get it either, Paul. The negativity. Yeah, and that's the other thing, Boss Destroyer, too, is if you're here watching and I've got like Dogecoin plastered all over my thumbnails, right? And you come in here and you trash Doge, I'm just like, really? Let's hope when we get to the fall, the alts are not in the dumpster fire. Now, why would you think that? Again, the negative thinking, Con, I don't get it from you. Unless you are just a true believer that M2 money supply doesn't matter. 4-year cycle is done. I don't get it. Why would you want to sell if you're negative? I'll just call you fake. I'll call you real when you're positive, but now you're fake. Why would you sell? Got a little cash waiting to buy, thinking of splitting, buying half now, save for later. That's always a good idea. You don't have to, if you've got $500, you don't have to buy all $500 now. You could buy $250 now and then save $250 for another dip. Will it be higher or lower? We don't know, but if you want to increase your coin count, you got a chance that it might actually dip a little lower because we're in the summer still. We had a nice little run. We pulled back about half of that run, and now we're just kind of hanging out at this level. There could be dips from here. Hey, Jackson, listen to Kriss, people. Always been sticking to the plan instead of deviating off course. Just a matter of time. Patience is key. Today, yesterday, that was the title of our live stream, was Stick to the Plan. Stick to the plan. You can't get upset on a daily basis. That won't work in crypto. Crypto pays off over time. Yes, you might catch something that runs on a day. Woohoo, right? 20% on a day or something. We were watching like Zora, right? The big run Zora had. But if you didn't own any Zora and you're buying it now, you're buying it after 100% run. It's like, what are you doing? That's not being smart. Stick to the plan. You can't get swayed by some other token that is going up that you don't have. You can't let that ruin your thought process of what your plan is. BitKey. Alex. BitKey. What is BitKey? What is BitKey? Is that a exchange? What is it? It's a Bitcoin wallet. It's a Bitcoin wallet. I don't know. Looks like a Bitcoin wallet. Never heard of it. Compo, you still have some Trump collectible coins? I swapped them for pump and I lost even more. It's all right. I'm having fun with that part. It's like, whatever. Are we going to get a 22-cent dip today? Nope. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, little Pax cats. Can you post videos on there? I don't know. Maybe. Give it a try. Kitty support payments. I sold, put it into something else. I thought that had more upside potential. It just kept going down and down. I even bought when it was like down 50% or something. Oh, yeah. You hung in there, Forks, and now you're up 15% on your Doge. Good. Good. Good afternoon, CDC. How are you? DB, you were one of the 40-cent. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were down and you just kept DCAing. You lowered your average. JP, how are you? I like Dogecoin, 65,000 coins, 14-cent average, nice. 93,000. It's all about coin count. Going to prep another $1,000 worth of dry powder. Be ready to buy some more dips. Yeah, rate cut, ETFs. That's why I'm saying September, October, guys. We just got to get there. We're still, well, I'd say we're back in the summer of chop. We're just at a little higher price than we were before. Because we were chopping down here, remember? Remember chopping in the 16s and 17s, all of that? Had a little run up to 20 cents, 19, 20 cents. And yeah, July up to 28. Now we're back in the 24s and now we're chopping again. Better to be chopping in the 24s than the 17s. Unless, of course, you want to buy more Doge at a lower price. I get it. But you had a lot of time. The entire month of June, you could have been buying there. But here we are now. So we look for dips. And again, we just had this triple bottom here at 22.2. Just happened. And now we're going up from there. 24 cents. So that's what we got. Stick to the plan. I bought Doge at high prices, purchased more at lower prices, and your average is 22 cents now. Not complaining. You learn, right? You live. Right. Swapping Trump for pump is like swapping a pile of trash for a cleaner pile of trash. Yep. But it's entertaining, and it's not a huge amount. Should I have just bought Doge? Maybe. That would have helped my coin count on Doge too. But again, that's a little part of my portfolio way out at the end I'm having fun with. So JP's got to go. Yeah. Again, he's not the only one making decisions about rate cuts. There's like 12 or 13 board members. They all vote. September overall is typically a bad month, but the end of September tends to be better, recovering from earlier dips. Stickman? Not having a Sunday pullback yet, but again, I was saying tonight is what you got to look for. You have to look for tonight, like 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight. That's when it starts happening, not during the day. Yeah, I couldn't wait on the Trump token. I just am glad to be done with it. No Trump collectibles for me. I'm done. I think I have a better chance making money on pump than Trump. Oh. And Megal. Yes, we're waiting on Megal too. I don't have any more news on the Doge stablecoin yet, Maramello. I will broadcast it as soon as I hear. Could we get to 30-cent Doge next month? Yeah, we could. I'm not expecting it. Again, it's August. People on holiday, they're just not expecting it. Yeah, I regretted that too. Buying the Trump collectibles. But hey, you try these things out, right? just with a little bit of your portfolio, not your main bag. You're not, no. Can I explain the 4-year cycle? Sure. I have got a website for you. Digital Asset News. This is my friend Rob. Digital Asset News. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Sunday.
Rob's a good guy. If you go into Rob's videos and you click on more on his description, you can come down here and you can look at the 4-year cycles, which look like this. All right. So this is an older one. He has not updated this. This only goes through 2024, but that's okay. We can use this 4-year cycles. All right. Yeah. So Bitcoin was made with a halving every 4 years. So that means the number of Bitcoin that is awarded per block every 10 minutes is cut in half every 4 years. 2012, there was a halving. You see that half a Bitcoin there? That's Rob's little funny little symbol for that Bitcoin halving. And the way Bitcoin has traded since that first halving in 2012 has always been the year after the Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin hits an all-time high. And then it goes into a bear market. Then there's a reset year. Then there's another Bitcoin halving. And then it goes to an all-time high, 2017. And then we have a bear market, which he says dip. It's a bear market, 2018. 2019 is a reset year. 2020 was a Bitcoin halving. And guess when the next all-time high hit? 2021, all-time high. So 2022, we remember 22, right? 2022, bear, big total bear. That's when we had like Luna crashing and Voyager, Celsius, FTX, like all of that, right? Bear cycle, bear. But what happened in 2023? Reset year. What happened in 2024? Bitcoin halving. And now in 2025, what has Bitcoin done? It's hitting new all-time highs. Now, it did hit one back in 2024 because of the spot ETFs, but we've gone much higher than that in 2025. So we're still following the 4-year cycles. 2025 has been another all-time high for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has over 60% of the total crypto market. So what's going to happen in 2026? If we follow the 4-year cycles, it's going to be a dip year, just like it was in 2014, 2018, and 2022. Is that guaranteed? No. But if you follow the 4-year cycles, you may want to take some profits in 2025 with at least part of your portfolio and wait and see what happens in 2026. Because 2022 was a big pullback year. 2018 was a big pullback year, just like 2014 was, every 4 years. So that's the big picture of it, Alan, of 4-year cycles. Hope that helps. We can talk about it more if you have more questions about it. Not a guarantee that in the future that's what's going to happen. But so far, it just tends to pull back on Sunday nights, Stickman. Whether it's an Asian market thing, I don't know, maybe. Sometimes it's pre-market for stocks. You know, the stock futures can influence it. So I think there's going to be a mix between the China tariff news being delayed or the EU tariff news actually making a deal, whether that's the deal or it's going to be another. The whole tariff thing, I'm just so over. So. Yeah, CJ, I don't know about Doge as a currency. I mean, it is a currency now. You can spend your Dogecoin to buy things. But used by governments, probably not. And they wouldn't change the name. Dogecoin is Dogecoin. It's coded into the code, Dogecoin. October and November are going to be exciting. Yes. I'm looking forward to big things coming this fall. As I've been saying for a year, fall 2025, following the 4-year cycles, following everything that's been building up. So, I do hold opinion this cycle goes into 2026. I don't know. We'll see. It could be an extended cycle because of the institutional buying, the ETFs and all of that. Maybe we don't top in 2025 and it keeps going up. I don't know. But me, I'm not betting my whole bag. And that's just a stupid comment. 99% of your holdings. That shows stupidity is what that shows. Stupidity. What are my thoughts about the bridge DBR? I don't know what that is, Marimello. You do come up with some interesting things that I've not heard of. There's always going to be something else up. Stocks haven't had a bear market in a long time. There's been some pullbacks, but there have been little ones. Crypto can bear when stocks are still going up. Let's look at 2022. Was that a bear market for stocks or a bull? Let's take a look. Now you have me interested. 2022. What did they do? Actually, it looks like, it was a bit bearish, wasn't it? That's when the pullback happened, 2022. So are we setting up for that again? Where once we get to 2026, we could have a pullback. Could be. Maybe. $2018, what happened? I'm just curious. At the end of 2018, it did kind of drop a little there. Maybe. But yeah, and that was during Trump's term, Trump's first term in 2018. So it can happen. Probably won't be a massive bear market, though. You're just so negative, man. You're going to get a miner? Me too. I want to be in on the Dogecoin mining. Doge was not down 97%. Heck, I don't have the patience to prove it to you, but Doge did not go down 97%. I just sold my gold chains to buy more. Oh my God. What do you want to measure from? You want to measure from 73 cents? Were you buying Dogecoin at 73 cents? Does it matter? I mean, really, does it matter? You're going to measure from 73 cents. You're an idiot. That's the negativity. You're not going to make it. Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye. I've had it. Kept him on too long. Hey, what's up? XRP and Doge follow each other. All of crypto follows each other. For the most part, all of crypto follows each other. So at this point, XRP and Doge look very familiar. Yep. But there'll be a lot of other coins doing exactly the same thing. Algorand, almost exactly the same. ADA, almost exactly the same. So it's just the market and the way stock market does the same thing. The stock market does exactly the same thing. You've been watching some super nice miner setups. Yeah, I want to get into Dogecoin mining too. Be part of the network. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to doing it. Part of the network. Doing a Ferrari with the plates, Doge Daddy. Yeah. 39 cents, probably in the fall. 39 cents is a good initial target for the fall. Good night, RR. The end of Bitcoin dominance? Nope, I don't think so, Corey. I think Bitcoin dominance will still come down some, probably into the 50s, but I don't think it's going all the way down into the 30s this cycle, just because of all the banks and institutions, governments, big companies buying Bitcoin. They're not selling. They're not rotating out into alts. So that's why I don't think Bitcoin dominance is going to go back down to like 38, 39. You missed the big boot? Yeah. He just finally got on my nerves. If you're going to be like that, it's just like, dude. He'll be back. He's got no life. Exactly, Bruce. Technically, he is correct. If you draw a line from the 73 cent high on Doge all the way down to the 4.95 cent low in 2022, yeah, it's about 90%. But who cares? Were you buying Dogecoin at 73 cents? Well, then you're an idiot if you were buying Dogecoin at 73 cents. It's like, come on. But if you're going to focus on that, then what are you doing here? I bought MOG. Oh, I thought MOG was about to send. You have 4 billion MOG. I don't really follow MOG. Again, it's just another meme. There's so many of them. I can't follow them all. So I don't know. Yeah, like everything else was running earlier July, and then it pulled back. It hit 0.00002. So that's our resistance. Came down to 15.5. If we call that 20, let's say, it comes down to 15.5. That was our support, broke down a little lower. So again, like many others, that was the buying opportunity right there. We were looking at this the other day. So that was the buying opportunity right there. I don't know when you bought it and how long you've held it, but Mog has been up here at 38.40, so over double the current price back in 2024. So it could be up there again because it was just there not much more than a year ago. So Bitcoin is pulling back below 119. So Dogecoin now is not holding 24 cents thanks to our friend, Mr. Bitcoin. Yeah. I want a Lamborghini with plates that says Annie. No, wait, she's my Annie. She can't be your Annie. That was like that movie, Her. Did you ever see that? Where the guy had the app with the Scarlett Johansson voice. And then he realizes that there's a lot of other people who have the same app with the same AI voice. And it's just like, oh, yeah. She's not just mine, is she? Mr. Unique, should I buy Doge now or should I wait until a dip? So, Unique, I will tell you this. Do both. Do both. Buy a little now and see what happens. And then you still have some cash on the side in case another dip goes that's lower. Doesn't have to be all or nothing. Not financial advice, but that tends to work. Then you're at least in the game here at 23.8. I don't know if it's going back down to this orange line or not. It seems to be a steady sloping support line. It may come back down and visit it. I don't know. So that's up to you. Hi, David. My average is 7 cents here for the ride. It is a much more fun ride if you bought a bunch at 7 cents. So you're way up in the green. It just makes it easier to stomach, these swings. But if you're in the red, the swings are a little harder to take. I get that. That's the psychology, right? That plays into it. I get that. Everybody subscribe and like. Thank you. Appreciate it, CJ. Hey, up over 100 likes for the stream. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Dreaming of getting a shipping trailer full of miners. Oh my God, that's going to be so loud. So loud. You bought back in at 22.7. Did you do a swing trade or something? Yeah, I'm not swing trading right now. I am not. I bought some Doge at 25 cents, 7,000 coins. All right, William. Well, now it's dipping to 23.8. So every time you buy at a lower price, you lower your average. Generally seems to be a good strategy. Yeah, we had Mr. Cullinan, you're right. We did have somebody who had us go look at the Zora chart a few days ago, and it had just started to run. Man, it just kept going, wiping out hundreds of millions of dollars of shorters because it just kept going up. Yeah, we were looking at it at about 5 cents. And now it's doubled to 10 cents in just a couple days. This run here, 100%. Doesn't look like much when you're just looking on the screen, but that was a lot. Doubled in price from 5 cents to 10 cents. Zora. There's some base app integration thing going on with it. I don't know exactly what it is. Blame Kriss if you are buying 73 cents. Thank you, Doug. Hashtag blame Kriss. Hey, Nick, good evening. How are you? Yeah, Sunday morning, CJ, I typically don't do a video on Sunday mornings unless there's some really big thing going on. But typically Sunday mornings, not. And if you saw me posting on X, you know that I was out, got a nice latte this morning, enjoying the day. We made a little heart in the latte. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Just living. Happy Sunday, MB. You're in the red, want to feel better? Again, there'll be buying opportunities on dips to lower your average. That's what a lot of people do. It's a good strategy. For those that weren't here earlier, here's what our friend Isa said. You work 8 hours to live for 4 on a typical day. You have to eat and like do some other things. Then you got about 4 hours in a day left over. You work for 5 days, and then you barely get to enjoy 2 if you even have a weekend. You work for 10 hours, right? And then you just like stuff food down your throat in 15 minutes. Always in a hurry, right? 50 weeks in a year you work to maybe have 2 weeks of a vacation or something. 40 years, you work for 40 years, and then you still struggle to retire. It's like, that's the churn. That's the churn. And you know what? The government wants you to do this. So the government like encourage you, like with sports, right? Distract you, right? They love supporting sports, right? It keeps you where you are in your financial position, right? Because you're not thinking about yourself taking that next step up financially, right? That's one of many things. The government doesn't want you to get rich. They don't. They want you to stay poor. So they encourage you to take out loans. Credit card. What do the credit card companies do, right? Oh, we just raised the amount of credit that you can have on your card. Oh, we raised it again. Oh, we raised it again. Why are they raising it? Why do they keep raising your credit limit? Because they want you to borrow more, right? Oh, the banks love that. School loans, car loans, biggest mortgage you can get, if you even have enough for a down payment. That's how the government wants you to live. Crypto is a way out of that. Crypto is a way out of that. You got to be smart about it, though. And right now, I'm talking about coin count in Dogecoin for what I think is coming this fall. It's a way out. I now have no mortgage. Bought this house cash back in January. Sold a lot of crypto to do that. They wouldn't accept Dogecoin. So I had to sell a lot. I didn't sell everything. I still got a lot in. Buying Dogecoin is my hobby. Yeah, if you bought at 70 cents, then DCAing, you could bring that average down pretty quick. That is true. Oh, thank you, Grow. We're blessed to be alive. Best to be here with like-minded folks. Exactly. Hey, Kevin, you bought in at 16 cents. Don't kick yourself for not selling. There's a bigger thing at play, Kevin. That's what I'm here saying today. There's a bigger thing at play that's all leading, all pointing to this fall. One of the signs that I use, although it generally doesn't directly affect the price, is the hash rate. The Dogecoin hash rate has hit a new all-time high. Makes the Dogecoin network stronger, more secure. Also helps in like the positivity about Dogecoin. That's good. You don't have that with any other meme tokens. Any of those meme tokens can go to zero, but Dogecoin can't while it's continuing to be mined like that. Nick wants Doge to hit 75 cents or even better, $1. Yeah. Kevin, look what Doug says. The fall. A lot of us are thinking that. The real American dream. That's it. Be in debt. That's what they want you to be. They want you to be in debt. They want you to be a slave to the system. That's why the Democrats want to give out like free health care and all these other handouts, because they want you to live off the government and be happy about the government giving you all that stuff. You'll never get ahead. You'll never get ahead. I know my rights. Why is Doge down today? It's not. Doge is still in the green. It's up 1% today. Bitcoin's in the green. Now, Bitcoin is coming down a little bit from noontime. This was the little pump that we had when we heard about the tariff deal between the EU and the USA. But it's a Sunday. It's the summertime. It's not really holding. So Bitcoin goes down a little bit. Dogecoin goes down a little bit. That's crypto. There's a few things that keep running up, but for the most part, BNB, new all-time high. So we just had a new all-time high for BNB. If you're into that, that's still looking strong. Did I pay less for cash? No, because there were multiple offers in on the house. But I saved money in that I didn't have to take a loan. There was no mortgage. And I probably wouldn't have had the house even. We got the house because it was an all-cash offer. There were 5 other offers on the house that had just come on the market. Shiba Inu, Namgal. Shiba Inu. It's just going sideways. Shiba's been pretty weak. No. Oh, man. Why do you think that? person who goes by the name I know my rights. Why do you think that? Everything will run except Doge. That is such negative thinking. You really have to change your mentality. You won't make it if you don't. You will not make it. Why would someone invest into a Bitcoin ETF rather than owning it? There's a couple reasons. One, there are companies who would buy an ETF because it's on like a stock market and they don't have to. Oh, there's the cat. Hey, Bruce, Monica, Uncle Pax Cat is here. What are you doing, buddy? So they don't have to set up a Coinbase account, right? A crypto exchange account to buy crypto. It's easier to do that. There are also many investors who only invest through their stockbrokers. They're not going to go and set up their own Coinbase account. They just call up their stockbroker and say, buy me some of this. And so now all the stockbrokers are saying, well, you should have 1%, maybe up to 4% of your holdings should include exposure to Bitcoin. And how do you get that? You get that through the ETF. You don't care about the whole cryptocurrency narrative, like your coins, your crypto, like all that. They don't care about that. They're investing on the price. So they're happy to hold an ETF. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. Right. And I know my rights. If you knew anything about a proof of work cryptocurrency and this hash rate and what the hash rate means, you wouldn't care about that. You wouldn't care about that. But that tells you how little you know about Dogecoin. We're getting into that again. A lot of learning to be done. A lot of learning to be done. What's going to happen with Social Security? That is a great question. Because there are many reports saying in 10 years, Social Security is underfunded. And I think it's going to be too much of a political thing for Congress not to keep going. They'll find a way to fund it. They will find a way to fund it. My friend will have a CD mature next month. He wants to reinvest. I told him to buy Doge. He's afraid to lose. I get that. But you know what? He could just buy a little bit of Dogecoin. He doesn't have to do the whole thing in Doge. He could get a little taste of it, right? And learn more about it. But just buy a little bit. Just have a little taste of it first. Doesn't have to buy all at the start. Are you a daddy? You know what? Actually, he can't be a daddy. You've been fixed, cat. He was fixed. He can't be. Another good reason, Alan. Right. There are ETFs available in a lot of retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, and you don't have to pay capital gains taxes on the profits if it's all within a retirement account. Good morning, Anthony. How are you? I know nothing, Frank. H-bar. Is it dipping? It was a bit of a dip. Now heading back up over 29 cents. H-bar is going to do great. Yeah, I guess this morning, right down here to 28 was a good dip. H-bar. A good buying opportunity for Bonk. Bonk. Oh, look at that. 33. We're in the 33s on Bonk again. We've touched it a number of times. Still strong support at 31.5 down here. Looks like it's getting bought up, though. Right here at 33.3. Bonk is getting bought up. August price prediction comes out on Friday, August 1st. Friday. Anthony, you can't compare like that. H-bar has a lot going on in the news about it right now. Doge's is coming. Doge's is coming. It's amazing how people on any given day will say, oh, this one's doing better than Doge. H-bar has had a lot of great news for it. Just got listed on Robinhood, right? So it had that behind it. So Miguel was expecting a more bearish day today. It's still in the green. Doge is in the green. I don't know why the negativity in the house, but Doge is in the green today. Bitcoin's in the green. ETH, Algorand, Solana, Cardano, H-bar, all in the green. BNB just hit a new all-time high just a little bit ago. 833, new all-time high on BNB. So don't know why the negativity. It is summertime. You guys know that, right? So we're doing all right. It's not 16-cent Doge. It's not 10-cent Doge like some people were predicting. 10-cent Doge. But I get it. We were just at 28 cents and the negativity comes out. Why is Doge down? Actually, it's not. You know, for the month of July, Dogecoin is actually up 45%. 45% for the month of July. That's higher than any other year for the month of July that Doge has ever had. 45%. And people are negative about Dogecoin. And it's up 45% for the month. Yeah, I know it was up 60% when it was up. I know that. I got it. It's not an up-only chart, though. No charts are, except maybe Zora. All's good. Going to get better. Anthony's doing a little swing trade on H-bar. Good luck, my man. That swing trading is always a risk. People have their bills to pay. Got no money. You're in debt. Crypto can get you out. All right, CJ, have a good one yourself. Zora the Explorer. Yeah. I wonder if they named their project after Zora. Not many taking Doge yet, but that's coming. It's coming. Not yet. Another 45% in August. What would that get us to? If we went up 45% from here, what would that price be? Just curious. About 34 cents. 34.5 cents. Would be 45% from here. 34.5. I'm not predicting that. I can give you that as a preview for my August price prediction. And just like that, green candles come back. Diamond hands. Diamond hands. Paychecks are coming at the end of the week. A lot of people are thinking the same thing, though. Oh, I wanted to drop down lower so I could buy more at a lower price. I hear that all the time. Yeah, I get it. New money comes in, you want to get the most coins you can because it's about the coin count. That's what matters. Not much else going on. Bitcoin just hanging at 119 still. We had a little run earlier today because of the tariff news. The EU and USA making a deal that may or may not hold. I don't know. I don't believe anything on the tariff front anymore. So people are worried. What's going to happen August 1st with the tariff deadline? Deadline? It's like, what deadline? There's no deadline. They said there was a deadline. China was already extended out 90 days. So we have that. I'm going to talk about the Fed tomorrow, the upcoming FOMC meeting. You already know what I'm going to say. But I'll put it in a video tomorrow. And yeah, not much else going on. So yeah, Doge is doing fine, still in the green for the day. Don't have to be all negative. But I get it why people are. I don't understand it, but I get it. Keep making the wrong comparisons and you just look at the bigger picture. I hope everyone has a great rest of your Sunday. If it's already Monday where you are, hope you have a good day. I'll be live again tomorrow. We'll be doing it all again. I hope everyone has a great evening. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.